What is happening here? Why can I not load on Twitter? Give me a second here, people, will you? Make sure this is coming through. Something up with Twitter video here? I can kind of see people in the chat. Yet I can't access it. Technology is disrupting me at the moment. Bear with me, people. I don't think it's live. It's throwing me an error. Maybe not. Can someone say something in the chat? I don't know if this is working or not. I might have to restart the stream if you can somehow hear me. It's just frozen. That's not very good. I'm sure it's working on YouTube. I may need to restart it here, people, so just give me a second. I'll try desktop before I restart. Hold on. It still says I'm live. I just can't. Oh, okay. Well, I can see it on desktop. I just can't see it on a mobile device. Now I can see on the mobile device. Nope, now it's working. Okay. Sorry about that, people. It's just slow as shit. I see a couple of comments. What's happening? Can you guys hear me? All right. I see Howick. I see Bart. I see all you guys. I'm observing through X Studio desktop. My phone is not working, but my older iPad with old version of Twitter is. So maybe it's something to do with I don't know. It's Twitter. Good news is I can see the comments now. So, all right, people. It's the day that I decide to wear an X shirt too. Appropriate. Nothing ever works. But it is quite glitchy for me, so I apologize. What's happening? What's going on? How was the weekend? Low key, quiet. Didn't do much. A lot of NBA. Snuck out of the house on Saturday to go to play in a poker game, but for the most part, stayed busy. Games on, shit happening. When we're in season, I'm not really getting out of the house a whole lot. Day consists of, I think I went through this previously, but I'll do it again. Alarm goes off at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. until 9 a.m. until roughly 9:30 is just catching up on news while I was sleeping, reading some newsletters. 9:30 to 10 is pre-show production meeting, Sirius XM. Then the show from 10 to 1 Pacific time. Then from 1 to 3 is like eat, poop, brush teeth, go for a walk, play tennis time. Come back here at 3 to prepare for this show at 3:15. Game, we run this until 4. Games tip at 4. Games are on from 4 until 10. And then between 10 and midnight, it's watching post-game press conferences, maybe rewatching something that I missed, preparing materials for the next day, like League Pass menu, things like that, and brainstorming topics for tomorrow's shows. And before you know it, it's midnight. And then you got to shower, you got to eat something, watch a TV show. Now it's 1:30, 2 o'clock, and I got to go to bed. That's what my day is from October through end of June, pretty much. That's what we signed up for. And that's without police chases. If a police chase pops up. Now you can see why I like to escape to different parts of the world, because you get cabin fever despite enjoying my apartment where I live very much. This is why I'll be going to Argentina for a couple of weeks, be traveling around, got the All-Star game here in Los Angeles. Need different reasons to like stay, keep your mind distracted from the routine of having to cover the NBA nationally. Does college basketball start already? Jeez. See you in March. What else is going on, chat? What's the story behind the No Name Saloon? What do you need to know about it? No Name Saloon is a bar, Main Street, Park City. Highly recommended, especially if you're a skier. I usually go to Park City in the summer during the off season because it's just so beautiful up there. Go at the end of the summer. Just the air tastes different. It's pretty far up there too, but just gorgeous. Gorgeous all around. Gorgeous. Do I think San Antonio should make a trade with young players? Well, not now. You guys see the news, Dylan Harper? That looked bad at the time. And when they say calf strain, that means Achilles. And he's going to be out for weeks. They will be whatever the standard timetable is for return, just double it with Dylan Harper. They cannot have that man busting his Achilles from a calf strain. We saw what happens when you push through those calf strains in the playoffs. That will not be the case with Dylan Harper coming up this year. So he's going to be on the mend for a little bit. And you would figure De'Aaron Fox steps right in and takes over. So we went from, should Fox just get traded? Do you need Fox with how set you are at the position? To now, he'll be there. He's not going anywhere. Tari Eason starting for Jabari Smith? Is that a thing? Is that official? That's news. That is worthy of checking in on props on ProfitX. Is that true? That means a lot less minutes for Jabari. I'd say 5 to 7 less. Rockets, Mavs. Let's see. What are they listing at Jabari at? Hopefully you're not lying to me in the chat. Okay, I'm not interested in Tari Eason, but I am interested in Jabari. Is he just not? Oh, here we go. 13 and a half. Oh, he's out with an ankle? Well, that would explain it. Okay, well then we don't need to worry about it. You got to be more specific in your comments, people. Otherwise, I'm going to have to waste my time checking in and seeing if there's an over-under that's worthy. But I'm not in a rush to bet Tari Eason's over by any means. If anything, you can fade the adjusted number at 11 and a half. All right. What else? Talk to me, chat. What's good? Can we bully Silver into allowing Embiid to do lewd things? What should happen here is the WWE just writes Embiid a check to keep doing the crotch chop. You guys understand? Does the NBA understand? He walked out of the tunnel. Wasn't that before a playoff game, by the way? He walked out with Triple H wearing DX shirts, and he had a huge sledgehammer to hit the bell with, and they did the DX crotch chop together. This was permitted, and now it's lewd? Come on, man. If he doesn't do it again, I certainly thank him for doing enough, giving us enough instances of it that I was able to create a Titantron video remixing with Degeneration X. Although I'm going to like myself Caleb Wilson whenever you tune into the Heels. He's fun, athletic, got a little bit of dog in him. I hope so, man, because with college basketball specifically, I don't feel the same way about college football, but college basketball, I was really, I would gravitate towards teams, love or hate, that had 4-year starters. And with the free agency of college basketball nowadays, I like the RJ Davises and the Baycotts, and I hated all those Duke 4-year guys so much. And that was just different names every single year. It doesn't hit the same for me anymore. It really doesn't. And ever since Carolina beat Duke in the Final Four, I've just felt this. I don't care anymore because we've won the war, regardless of what happens. I've seen 3 championships in my lifetime. I wish them well, and I'll be watching to support them, but I'm not nearly as passionate life or death like I was, especially towards the college basketball product. They dismantled the Big East, and I just kind of, I mean, I grew up in New York. The Big East tournament was sometimes bigger than the damn NCAA tournament, you know? Down Fox, Harper, Sohan, Cornette, Olynyk, and Waters now need Fox back. Yeah. The Phoenix Suns started overloading against him last night and kind of made him look a little more, made Wemby look a little mortal out there, but it was only a matter of time till they lost and the Bulls missed some shots. What's crazy is the Bulls, to their credit, they've completely revolutionized their offense. Top of the league in assists and fewest isolation sets, free-flowing offense. They make shots, but they were making them at a number, especially against the Knicks, that you're like, come on. And the Knicks are over 5. Wait, no, they were just below 50% from the floor beyond the arc in the first half, and the Bulls still had a higher field goal percentage going into the locker rooms. Like, these guys fucking miss. Well, they lost. So only one undefeated team left, and it's the team everyone probably predicted, as they are just a freight train from hell. Coach Mike in the chat says, what's up, Wob? Bought a car this weekend. Watching the check clear from my account hurt to watch. Well, how else do you anticipate getting around without a car? It's necessary, I would assume. Do you live in a city where you could take metro and trains, or do you live where a car is required? Because that is an obvious purchase. How else are you going to get around? I don't have a car here in Los Angeles, but I take boat, I take bike, I take Uber, I take Waymo, Robotaxi, I take bus. There's so many ways to get around, but that's the luxury of being in a city. I've never needed the car other than like same day services where I just have to drive somewhere that's just quicker to rent a car. Is Reed Shepherd just not going to get a chance with this team? He will, especially as the season progresses and guys are missing time, but maybe not at the beginning. He can ball. Maybe Ime finds him to be a little bit of a liability on defense for now, but did I see the John Oliver main story last night about police chases? I did indeed. Watch the whole thing. I thought it was pretty fair. We like to reiterate a lot of those same sentiments that throughout the show. Some of these police chases sure feel unnecessary. Some are. I think it's a case-by-case basis. Are the Lakers scared of Toumani Camara? Shit, I would be. Hell of a defender. So that is the one bet that I was able to get down. How many of you are like me? What I forgot to mention during my daily 1 to 3, like my time off to get shit done, is having Profit X up just in case news drops like it did. And guess what happened was the big CLV bomb today with all of the Lakers being load managed. So Reeves out, Luka out. DeAndre's questionable. Sorry, I just need to format this so I can see the chat. Okay. Where were we? Lakers. So I'm scrambling to get in as many bets as possible. When news like that drops, you have, I think McMenamin dropped it at 1:12 p.m. Pacific time. Lakers PR tweeted it out at 1:11. You have between 30 and 45 seconds to get all of your bets in before the books will take down the boards and reset the number. So what you're looking at right here with Portland minus 320, I got minus 135. Now I was scrambling. I wanted to get the Lakers under. I missed out on that one. Team total under. Then you go to the prop bets. So I was taking like Marcus Smart's over, Rui Hachimura's overs because they're so small and you know their usage is going through the roof, but you can only get so much done in those 30 seconds. And that's if you have the phone up and ready to go. I was on the toilet and I had to scramble to log in and get as many bets in as I could. And then they got wiped off the board. But that time frame is always, especially on a 9 game slate in the NBA, when you would take advantage. That number's on the screen right now is minus 320. And it doesn't even matter if you want to hold the bet or not. It's the same way you arbitrage markets in the stock market if you wanted to. You take Portland minus 130, then you come back on the Lakers plus 305, hedge your risk, and you just free roll the difference. That way you can't lose. But you have to get in it before the CLV changes for that to take effect. Did I go to Azores when you went to Portugal or just the mainland? Just Portugal, just Lisbon. Got to get to Porto next time. Do I think more teams will sit players on back-to-backs versus the Blazers due to their style of play? No. I was joking before about Toumani Camara. I'm sure that person in the chat was. Herman said, are they just scared of Toumani? No. No one is benching their guys because we want to give them a night off from Drew Holiday and Toumani Camara. Great defenders, but come on, what are we doing here? This is the only team would be like the Pistons if they started fighting everybody. That's the game of the night, by the way. This one right here, by far. TV 1 on the screen, Pistons at Grizzlies. I could not handpick a better team for Ja Morant to return to with all the toxicity and drama surrounding this team after him being suspended for conduct detrimental to the team. May I introduce to you the Detroit Pistons. The Detroit Pistons who just do not care about whatever your problems are. Someone in this game is going to get into an altercation. They play nasty. Beef stew will be jawing with T. Morant. Yeah, Pistons are always there. They love doing this, like showing off the Detroit on the front of the jersey after Ron Holland gets into a little skirmish. Like they just don't give a shit. They play tough. And if Ja Morant's out there, slumped shoulders, they're going to take advantage of it and they're going to try and exploit it. And that could create some drama tonight. But I will go the boring route. I do think Ja Morant does respond and responds well. I mean, he has to. He can't just go stand in the corner and pull a Jimmy Butler. Otherwise, we're headed towards that same scenario. He's got to come out, at least show energy if he's going to be putting on those post-game theatrics like he did against the Lakers. Do I think the Bucks decided to revamp their player development staff since Doc Rivers ain't never becoming a good coach tactically? I mean, it's fun to make jokes about Doc, but when people are actually serious that he's not a... I mean, how do you think this guy has survived as a coach for 26-something years? Do you think he's got dirt on all these owners that he just keeps getting gigs or something? No. He's got to be doing something right. Does Russ get a triple-double in Denver tonight? Yet another revenge spot for Westbrook. Every game, it's like he's got a reason. Every game, he's got a reason. He's going to be Pettibrook tonight. Kings, 11.5-point dogs. Let's see what Westbrook is. Man, this guy is just like, when he's on the floor, he just will shoot and shoot and shoot and be involved. He hasn't been bad, by the way. 12.5 points. You see that right here? 12.5 points for Russell Westbrook. Just at a sheer volume, it feels like an over, but I'm not going to take it. Who wins first, the Nets or the Pelicans? Well, it has to be the Pelicans because they host the Charlotte Hornets, who and LaMelo is still questionable. They host the Hornets at home, but if you go look, if they lose that game, drop to 0-7, the rest of their November schedule is just a Western Conference gauntlet. Denver and OKC, and they got like Dallas twice and Houston. Good luck. That situation, man. Oh my God. The amount that they traded to go get Derek Queen, and they're hardly giving him any minutes. How can you be mad at Derek Queen when he's only put on the floor during blowouts? And you only make that trade, that draft day trade, an unprotected first round pick. At the very least, you got to do top 3 protected. Just got to do top 3. You have to insist top 3 protected in the event this happens. And they also made that trade with the Pacers, giving them back their pick before Halliburton went down in the finals. And now the Pacers are the bottom of the Eastern Conference or towards it. No, I think the Pacers will. They play too hard and they're too well coached to finish in dead last. But they're through 1.5 weeks of the season. It felt like the Pelicans could have had access to the number 1 and number 2 picks in the upcoming draft. And instead they have Derek Queen, who doesn't even play. Man, rough. I don't know how Willie Green is still head coach of that team. I don't know how he's still head coach. The team is not responsive to anything he's doing. It is very clear. You don't even have to have inside information to realize what's going on with their defensive effort. They already put Jordan Poole on the bench. Derek Queen not getting minutes, and he responded to it today at practice. And he got asked by reporters, and he said, we got Kevon Looney coming back, and we just don't have the space for him in the rotation. He will continue to get some minutes, but he's not being prioritized. You got Yves Missi. You could put Zion at the 5, Kevon Looney, and obviously Derek Queen. Like, it's just the worst answer that you can give considering the circumstances. You've got an owner in Gail Benson. I think that pretty clearly doesn't want to make this move because of what's going to be owed to Willie Green. And the way that she's been running that in the Saints, it would suggest that there are a lot of cost-cutting measures. And is it true, by the way, if Helwick's still in here, he might be able to look this up. The promotional calendar for the Pelicans does not include hardly anything. They don't even do bobblehead nights this year. They're cutting back costs everywhere. They didn't air a single preseason game on Gulf Coast Sports and Entertainment Network because they probably didn't want to send the crews. That costs a lot of money. This is major league all over again, where they're trying to tank the team. For what reason? Now you got Pelicans fans building conspiracy theories that she's doing this on purpose to relocate the team to Seattle or sell it to a team in Seattle, because obviously the NBA is going a different way with expansion with Europe. Golly, they stink. Hard to watch, especially since I was a resident there for so long and worked for the franchise. That was to see them like here, no money being spent. It's not even the Tampa Bay Rays, because the Rays at least fall back. We're incredibly sharp and we make the most of what we have. What was once the Oakland A's, the Billy Bean A's. Man, this is just, you got Joe Dumars in there who's in win now mode, making those moves. There's no other explanation for trading an unprotected first round pick like that. You're assuming you're going to be great next year. If you do that, okay, give you the benefit of the doubt. Let's see what happens. And DeJounte Murray's due back at some point, but good Lord. This would not have happened. Well, you know what? The New Orleans history of front offices. So I was there when Jeff Bauer was our general manager, and that led to Dell Demps. And both of them famously, because of ownership changing from George Shinn, the Shinn family, transferred to the NBA while I was working there. And then the Bensons came in, who already owned the Saints, and bought the Hornets, who became the Pelicans. But even then, Dell Demps was probably had a plan and wanted to make moves, and everything they did was just to prioritize something that was very short-sighted because of off-the-court business ventures. And I don't know if they've ever been given a fair chance the way a Kobe Altman was in Cleveland, who had the ability in the years from ownership, take your time to rebuild after LeBron leaves. And he expedited that resurrection, but he had the leash and the runway to be able to do it. Someone like Sam Presti in Oklahoma City, not every front office executive is granted these luxuries. That has been the case in New Orleans for some time now. Pittsburgh Pirates look like the Yankees, Dodgers compared to Pelicans. Yeah, but even if you let me be in the front office, you have to get things signed off on by ownership. So if I'm at their mercy, like what can I actually get done if they have this business prerogative where they're trying to save money? I can make the most with what we have, but their ceiling is so low as long as they continue to. There's so many signs of not spending. A-tier trash talking fan base. Really? Are they the Cal football of the NBA? Just the weird section of the internet? They should have stuck with the Hornets because they had the most badass. Can you guys? I would have to take the jersey off the wall. They had the most badass logo, the Florida B. The Florida B was so cool. That shit at half court, every game was so cool to look at. Seattle Pelicans sounds quaint. What's the Pelican is? We have a lot of pelicans here in Los Angeles. There were a lot of pelicans in the bayou. Are there pelicans in Seattle because of all the fish? Or what's a bird that's more associated with the Pacific Northwest? It's a bald eagle, right? Is the pelican a warm weather bird? I need to learn more about pelicans. How much? I never sat with Chauncey at a poker. I've sat with some celebrities before, but not Chauncey. I'm also really good. Part of the reason why I like playing poker so much is because I know there's eventually going to be a cheater, and I love nothing more than catching them in the act. I'm always cognizant of colluding because people are working together. But to go as far as putting X-ray machines under the tables and communicating that, or X-ray glasses and stuff, you got to have some balls. You better have security there. If someone catches you, oh boy. Go watch Rounders, see what happens. Seagulls. Seahawk. Yeah, you're right. Seagulls are kind of everywhere. Seagulls are the pigeons of the beach. Pelicans need multiple divine interventions because one religion is not enough to perform the miracles they need to fix this mess. I think Pelicans fans would be able to swallow defeat and not making the playoffs if they could see just Derek Queen showcasing his talents, whether it goes swimmingly or poorly. They would prefer it to work out because of what they traded. But at the very least, you can say, all right, we made a bet and we lost. This is going to suck, but at least we tried. The unknown is the only answer, which does not suffice. Helwick says, I haven't played poker, but could you just memorize the deck and win easily off of memory? No, that's not. You're thinking of blackjack, counting cards in blackjack. You don't know what people have. You're thinking of maybe 7-card stud where some cards are being shown, but there's only a flop, three public cards, turn, and a river. All the other cards are unknown. except the two in your hand, obviously. What else you guys got? Or would you like me just to opine on random topics? It's meant to be Q&A, meaning I respond, but I'm more than happy to just rant on something. Oh, such as, here's one for you. Can I please sign up for a newsletter? There's nothing that pisses me off more than signing up for a newsletter and then automatically getting signed up for like 3 others that I didn't opt into, and they just do it automatically for you. Then you got to go in there and opt out. I will unsubscribe and block all of that network if you do that. Out of pure principle. Drives me nuts. See what happens when you don't ask questions. Do I play the lottery? My rule is I will only buy a lottery ticket when the jackpot is above $1 billion. Oh, there's a good one. The NASCAR finish yesterday. Oh, I was on monkey tilt for about 2 hours. I had so much money on Denny Hamlin to win that race. Oh my God, was I pissed. That was horrible. Horrible finish to a season. And based on how hard William Byron hit the wall, I'm not going to think that was Hendricks saying we need a caution. Go wreck your car. And it's fair game with Bowman putting him in the slingshot there during the restart, but it's also on Hamlin. How do you take 4 tires? How do you take 4 tires when you're in the lead? 2 tires, all right. I can kind of hear the argument. You have good pit stall against Larson. Still come out in front. You're not trying to win the race. You're trying to win the cup. 4 tires when you got Keselowski and company staying out. That's going to create a demolition derby in front of you. Those tires don't mean anything. And it's 2 laps of clean air. Just stay out. You did a 4 tire stop previously. Oh. And people watching this have no clue what I'm talking about, but that was so fucking stupid. And Denny was like, 4 tires is the right call. No, it wasn't. You're just backing your crew chief. You know that shit was stupid. You got one of the best drivers in the world with clean air. Just let him go out there and get to the lead. 2 laps. And 2 laps from the white flag. Just fading a tire issue. Those of you that don't know what happened yesterday, Denny Hamlin, let's do an NBA comparison of what transpired in the NASCAR championship. Okay. I need a player who has been Chris Paul. It's got to be Chris Paul. Think of Chris Paul going to the NBA Finals like 5 times instead of the 1 with Phoenix. Having double-digit lead in the final seconds of a Game 7. His last season that many think, Denny speaks on his father all the time, and someone correct me if I'm wrong. This was supposed to be one of the last seasons, considering one of his family members' health, waning health. They could finally see Denny win a championship. This man has 60 NASCAR wins, but no cup championship. And he's 2 laps away. He won this race, did everything right, and then someone blows a tire throwing a caution. And Denny, all of a sudden, finishes wherever the fuck he did. He is Chris Paul of racing. That was unbelievable how that, and I'm sitting here, I'm like, if I see JJ Yeley already crashed, if I see John Hunter Nemechek trying to pass somebody and blow a tire, I'm going to lose my shit. And it's William Byron who's in the championship. So I can't accuse him of conspiracy theories and trying to get Larson to the finish line because he was trying to win a championship too. That was horrible. And then Denny's sitting in his car, just staring into the abyss after the checkered flag. He knows he's probably It's going to be really difficult to get back there and have that lead in the final race that he did. They might even change the playoff format so it equals the playing field and add some more parity. He was 2 laps away after earning it and finally delivering on being the best driver without a championship. And Chris Paul blew it again. Now, also, those of you that don't watch NASCAR, imagine Chris Paul took a microphone after every single regular season win and said, Chris Paul just beat your favorite team, because that's what he does after he wins races. He is not a crowd favorite. He gets booed and he grabs the microphone and says, I just beat your favorite driver. Let me have your booze. And now he can't even get emotional in his car without being memed to death because he's talking so much shit all the time. Thank you for listening. Well, you're going to have to sit there and take the L. Me too. I don't even know what to be mad at. Anyway. Moving on. We got 10 minutes till 10 minutes till tip off. I went on Channel 90 once this year. Anytime they want to have me back, let me cook. Can't even feel bad for the guy. Can't even feel bad for the guy who probably won't have, I think it's his father, won't have his father be able to watch him win a cup championship, which is what he's pretty much always wanted. He's accomplished everything else. He owns another damn team. He's done everything in this business except that. The Shooter McGavin of driving. Everything but that gold jacket. He's going to have to steal it from Happy Gilmore. It's the only way. He steals it from Kyle Larson that he's going to get his hands on a cup championship. What is the genesis of the basketball court photos from around the world? What does that mean? Like, what's the origin? People just send me photos of cool courts and I retweet them. It's that simple. Did I ever tell you guys about the show I had planned with Cycle and ESPN before John Skipper resigned that morning? 7 different cities across the world. We were going to go do Anthony Bourdain, Courts Unknown. You know how he did Parts Unknown on CNN all those years, where he shows up to a city, he just eats, and you learn about the culture. We were going to do that for basketball courts. First stop was Moscow, Russia. We had fixers and courts, and we're going to send a crew to each of these cities and film a 7-episode, and then it all went to shit. I met Byron in Daytona a couple months ago. Did you guys see the Sydney Sweeney? Is Austin that one? She, of course, she goes viral all the time. She did the introduction to the Final Four yesterday, the championship race. And Austin Dillon, William Byron, you could see them all going back inside because they wanted to meet Sydney. The video is hilarious. So I still play pickup hoops. I do not. I am too worried about getting hurt. Same reason you hear Antonio talk about on the show. He's just like, I cannot afford to blow out my knee or my Achilles and not be there for my children, you know, shooting with them in the driveway and stuff. So he very rarely plays. And I don't think I've touched a basketball in 3 years, 2-3 years. I used to play multiple times a week. Hard games, man. Those tough Venice. I loved those Pan Pacific Venice Beach games. Nothing better than a violent pickup basketball game. I thrive in that toxicity with the style of play. I enjoyed it, but I realized, yep, this is the last time I'm going to play basketball for the rest of my life. That was the night, and I never returned. The game was just too violent, and I felt like I survived. I was given a second lease on life. Well, Helwick, you know it well then. I'm trying to avoid those type of injuries. Good news for you is you're still young. And I imagine you will come back stronger than ever before, but you have to be a lot more cognizant of that when you get towards 40, because that recovery time, you see professional athletes come back from ACL tears, Achilles in 9 months, 12 months. Us normal people, it's like 2 years before you start feeling good again. Let alone you get to my age. Hell no. Hell no. I'm on the tennis court now. What player did I model my game after? I think I've always said I was a combination of Charles Oakley and Kevin Love. That's been my response, but that's most accurate. I'd say if I had to pick one, Kevin Love, but some Charles Oakley involved in there too. Full meniscus tear, fractured tibia, displacement of knee cartilage. What did you do on a basketball court? Was this playing pickup? I hope not. That is major injury, dude. Jeez. Oh, I've seen that a lot. Adult league softball. So this is when it happens. They're batting and they feel the need to bust their ass down to first base as if the World Series is on the line. Every single time someone blows out a knee or their Achilles or their hamstring, they pull up lame. They didn't stretch before. It's a beer league. Everyone's getting drunk and they just tear something and they got to be carried off the field. I have seen that 5 times in my life. And I think I've played 5 pickup softball games in my life. Yeah, don't be that guy. Take your time getting down the line. I promise it's not that important. Men's league game in downtown Houston just landed poorly on my left after someone stepped on my right heel. Doc said it was already partially torn at least a year. Wow. Damn. Sorry, man. There's nothing you can say you should have done, right? You know, it's contact sport. So it's part of the reason why I stopped playing. I can't afford to have that happen to me. So I got to switch it up and do less violent activities. But I do miss it. What football position would I play? Punter. Kidding me? I'm not getting lit up by these guys. I get destroyed. Punter. I'm playing coach, offensive coordinator. I choose life. I do not follow horse racing in Australia. Do you know why Silver has been so slow at implementing new expansion teams? Asked Maddie in the chat. I believe the focus is on NBA Europe right now. That's where the expansion is. People were assuming it was going to be Vegas and Seattle, maybe Mexico City, but NBA Europe seems to be the priority at the moment. We're a long ways away from expansion teams, I think, in the United States. I would have made a good punter. I could punt the shit out of the football. I think I could 40. I could do 40, 50-yard punts. I got a boot. 50 is maybe too much. At this age, probably 40 to 50. No. And Miles will get a nice ovation from the home crowd. All right, let's play a game. I don't think he gets booed. He'll have a tribute video. Pacers aren't good this year. No one really cares. The only game that matters tonight is, I have so much on the. I'm going to be watching the Trailblazers because they better win and keep the Lakers from scoring a lot of points. Grizzlies Pistons is the game to watch tonight, especially with John, seeing how he responds to everything that's going on. Well, it's 4 p.m. You guys have suffered through another 45 minutes of the show today. I certainly appreciate you. Monday, Wednesday, Friday is our normal cadence, roughly 3:15 p.m. Pacific time. It's when I'll be live from 3:15 to 4 in case there's any major news that drops where we can react to it real time with our partners at ProfitX. Appreciate you guys as always. Until next time, I'm going to end tonight's stream. I'll be back if there's a chase or something crazy. But Wednesday, 3:15 will be the next show, next edition of Q&A. Maybe we'll have something else to discuss. You never know. It's the NBA. It's been a pleasure, my friends. Adios.